T Squad, it's your girl Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's All Tea, All Shade Love and Marriage Huntsville, Alabama, Season 2, Episode 5 review. So, on tonight's episode, it picks up exactly where it left off last week with Melody popping up on Marceau at one of his construction sites for that lounge that he's building, and she looked good. I loved her ponytail, I loved her makeup, I loved the all black ensemble. Body was snatched, makeup was on point, jewelry, everything from head to toe was hitting. Loved it. She looked fabulous to come and read a nigga. So Marceau say, guess what? I don't have her security to escort you out. And Melody was like, you ain't gotta escort me out. This ain't no event. This ain't no party. Ain't no trespassing sign, Negro. So don't even pull it with me. So Mel say there are certain levels that should never be crossed. Number one, children. I agree. And then number two, parents. And she says unless they do something disrespectful, then you should check them. So for you to go online and say you have a video of someone's mother, and Marceau tips around and trying to play mind games, trying to, play with her mind, acting like he didn't do it, this is and that. That shit, works well on Tisha, but of course it wasn't going to work with Mel. And he's one of those people that I see when he's talking to somebody that he knows he can't outwit, he goes for the antagonizing tactic of I'm going to talk softly and why are you acting like that? Are you okay? Are you crazy? Is everything all right? He likes to do that to people. That's what he was doing to Mel, to get underneath her skin. And unfortunately, it worked, and she was raising her voice, getting loud with him or whatever, but I was still here for it because I love when anybody cuss his funny looking ass the fuck out. Oh, Freddy Krueger looking ass nigga. So I believe that of course he was talking about Mel Mama, which was just disgusting of him to do. So Marceau say, I thought you came here to apologize. And Melody say, why would I come here to apologize? Like, nigga, the fuck? So he say, your husband threatened my life. And she was like, prove it. And he was like, I can't. And she was like, exactly, nigga. Like, boy, get your bitch ass out of here with that bullshit. So Melody accuses him of leaking their tax records. And I was like, how would he have gotten their tax records? Did they all have to I'm like, unless they, when they were doing business together, they had to show their tax records, and that's probably the way that he got it. And I believe he did it, but like I said, Marceau's the type of nigga that like to do shit and then hide his hand and act like he ain't did nothing. He denied it, of course. So she brings up her mom helping build his company, Scold. And she tells him not to come for her mother anymore and to shut the fuck up, basically. And she was going off on him. And I agree. Like, her mother, Martell's mother, has not stepped into this. The fact that Miss Wanda, they allow her to do the shit that she does, says a lot. They let her be their mouthpiece to do all their dirty work. And they should have been reprimanded her. But like I said, they use her as a mouthpiece. And the fact that they came... their mother started that, his mother-in-law, Tisha's mama, started all this shit. And for them to then attack Melody's mother, like, what was that for? Like, it was distasteful, and it was just not, no, that was not the way to go. So, when she told him to shut up, he was like, that's what your husband say to you. And she was like, my husband ain't never told me to shut the fuck up. I don't know if I believe that, but for the sake of the argument, okay, girl. So she ends up leaving. She was like, nigga, what the fuck ever, I'm gonna go, basically. But you know what I didn't like about that? I was like, why as a grown-ass man would you sit up here and go back and forth and argue with a woman? You look like a bitch. You just as much as a bitch as Martell. Sorry, both of you. The fact that you sat there and argue with her back and forth and trying to antagonize her and get under her skin, oh, he's so bitch made. I see why you and Martell was friends for all those years. So Tisha wants to have a gathering for Kimmy at their house. Mind you, they downsized, and Marceau don't want all them people in his house because their house is smaller. He says that they're working on their dream house. I don't know if I believe that, because they started this new, they got this plaza or whatever. I think they invested their money into this plaza. They're going to wait till they get the money back from that plaza and then move into something. That's the reason why they had to downsize from their townhome that they were living in. It ain't because they working on their dream house. Nigga, please. Y'all invested all y'all money into that damn plaza, and that's the reason why y'all had to fucking downsize. But he don't want all them people over there. Tisha said, Kimmy and Mel are hanging out. And I was like, what does Kimmy and Mel hanging out have to do with you wanting to do something nice for Kimmy? Once again, her whole world orbits around fucking Mel. Even he had to say, don't do that. Like, don't do that. Like, don't even, like, stop. Marceau tells her about, his argument with Mel and how she brought up, not talking about the mothers. And he says that they were the first ones to talk about moms. Now, I don't remember that. If they did, somebody let me know. But I felt like Miss Wanda was the one that interjected herself into all of this foolishness. So Martell talks to his mama about his dad being absent from his life and how, actually, like, how did she manage raising him and his siblings without his father? And she was like, I had to do what I had to do. I had to work, I had to take care of my kids. She was just, just a strong woman. She had to do what she had to do. So he asked her to reach out to his dad for him. And she was like, no, I'm not doing that. That is between y'all. I'm not even getting in there. And I agree. Like, you a grown ass man. I did my part, with him throughout the years. If you want to, talk to your dad about the way you feel, you need to reach out to him. If that ain't got nothing to do with that, I'm out of it. And I agree. So he says that he's going to reach out to his dad then himself. So Mel meets with Kimmy for drinks and they both looked really pretty. I really loved, what's her name? Melody's eye makeup. Her eyes looked really chinky and I hated that no, absolutely not. Them bangs, bitch, look like this is what her bangs look like. That was a no-go. So, Kimmy tells her about getting people out to vote. She wants to, gather everybody else to get out here in the streets and get people to vote since it's a voting year. I think that was a really smart idea and cute for her storyline this season. Mel wants to help, of course, but she don't want this to be no kumbaya between her and Tisha trying to get them to be friends. Then her embrace event comes up and Kimmy say, I felt the security guard was a bit much. I think it could have been handled differently on both sides. I don't agree. Your sister-in-law shouldn't have came. I don't want to deal with her. So I had security escort her out so there wouldn't be a big commotion. Mel said, when you left early because of her, it made me feel some type of way. If I was Kimmy, would I have left the event? I wouldn't have left the event unless I was just ready to go, period. I wouldn't have left the event. I would have walked her out, made sure she was okay, and then went to go check on Melody. And I would have, of course, at least said bye to Melody or whatever the case may be. But I don't think I would have left. So Mel wonders, will Kimmy be able to stay out of the middle between her and Tisha? Because, she keeps on straddling the fence trying to get them to be friends. So then Mel says that, her daughter Mariah wants to invite Tisha's kids to their little party or whatever. And Kimmy asks her, is she going to invite, Mel invites Kimmy to Mariah's little party. And Kimmy asks her, is she going to invite Tisha's kids? Mel wants the kids to come for the kids' sakes. And she just wants them to be able to be in the same room and there not be any beef, but make it clear that I don't want to be friends with you. This is strictly for the kids. And I can understand that. I have to put myself in the mind frame of when Kyrese was a kid and if he was really close to these particular children and wanted them at his party, even though I don't get along with your mom, I would still set aside my whatever for the kids this one time. If y'all want to hang out, be friends or whatever, we can have somebody drop you off. Same thing. I'm not, even though I don't like you, I'm not the type of person that's going to do something to your child. You know what I'm saying? Unless you just don't trust that person enough to think that they want to do something evil to your kid because they don't like you. But considering how long they've known each other, I know that they know that Martell and Melody wouldn't do nothing to nobody's kids, and hopefully vice versa. So I can understand her trying to put her differences to the side for the children. But then it's also a double-edged sword of, if I had to ask a security guard to escort you out of my event, do I even want to be bothered with you on any type of level? So sometimes it would have to be a situation where it's just like, I know you used to be friends with this particular child, but it's that bad between the parents, so he or she can't come, boo. Sorry. So I can see both ends. What would you do if you were Mel? Would you invite the kids or would you not invite the kids? And if you were Tisha, would you let your kids go? Tell me down below in the comment section. So Kimmy makes it clear to her that she is done being the middleman. She don't want to have nothing to do with their beef anymore. So Martell meets up with his daddy. And his daddy just remind me of one of the characters from our Fat Albert. When he walked in there with that hat on, with them big wide leg jeans. He just looked like a character from Fat Albert, child. So Martell confronts him about missing the baby shower and him not making the effort to really be in him and his kid's life. And his dad said he's going to be in his kid's life and not do to them what he did to Martell. Martell tells him, you have to put forth the effort. I'm not going to do everything for you. You have to meet me halfway. And hopefully the man does what he was supposed to do, because like he said, I can't rewrite the past with what happened between you and I, but I can make up for it with your children. And hopefully he comes through and does what he's supposed to do. So Mel tells Martell about the kids' party, and she wants to spend a lot of money on this. And he looking like, what the fuck? But I'm team Mel with this, because when it comes to Kyrie, he's my only child. But even if I would have had more kids, birthdays and Christmas are special to me. I always go all the way out for Kyrie. He had like over the top birthday parties his whole life. Christmas, I always outdid myself. So I feel like for those occasions, that's when you can do it big for your children. So I understood where Melody was coming from. So she tells him that she wants to invite Macy and Mila. And Martell don't want them to be there, because like I said, it could be a situation. If we don't fuck with the parents, we don't need to fuck with the kids. We don't even want to open that door anymore. So I understood where he was coming from. Mel wants them, like I said, to be cordial for the kids' sake. Martell say she can do what she want to do, but he just ain't gonna speak to the motherfuckers. Since he was against it, I can see where he was coming from, but it takes nothing to speak. But then again, if I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. It's just too much, child. So she decides to call Tisha. Tisha in the car driving, and she is shocked when she hears that it's Mel on the other end of the phone. Like, she was so scared, like shooketh. So Mel invites the kids, and Tisha says she'll think about bringing them. And Mel was like, all right, girl, thanks, bye. And I was like, girl, that thanks, girl, bye was not necessary. That was too much on it. You don't fuck with her like that. And I'm like, Tisha, get the fuck out of here. And Thomas, you gonna think about it. You know damn well you taking them damn kids to that damn party because A, you want to be nosy. B, you want to have another reason to try to talk to Mel for whatever reason. I'm like, girl, you the same bitch that showed up to her goddamn event uninvited. So damn well you going to one that you invited to. But we gonna play along, act like you had to actually think about it. So Tisha has, Kimmy Maurice, Kimmy's son over, Miss Wanda come over too for this little dinner that she's having. And as soon as Wanda walked through the door, here she go coming at Kimmy, talking about I know Tisha probably told you about the conversation we had about you. The fuck? I first thought to be like, no, and what the fuck would you doing talking about me? Like, the fuck? So she say, I said Kimmy was throwing you under the bus, and I didn't like that. She bringing up the reunion, and when Mel was talking about her postings and this and that on social media, and Kimmy agreed that, yeah, we do be talking about your posting. For whatever reason, Wanda thinks that was her being fake. What? Because she admitted that she was talking about her, what, she was supposed to sit up there and lie? Just because your daughter a punk don't mean that Kimmy needs to be a punk and say, well, no, we didn't say that. No, she's fessed up. Yeah, we do be talking about you. And what? So, Wanda said, you should have said, I said it, but I can't speak for Tisha. I couldn't believe Kimmy was stooped down that low. And Kimmy was like, that's called stooping down. Like, what? Wanda, bitch, go take a nap. Go take a water pill, bitch. So she brings up Mel inviting Kimmy places and not Tisha. And Kimmy was like, when we all were cool, Tisha and Mel would do stuff without me all the time. So you need to reel that shit back. And I was like, yes, Kimmy, gather them edges, because I cannot stand Wanda fat ass. So Wanda was like, I ain't gonna reel back. I ain't gonna reel it back. And Tisha just standing there looking stupid in the face like she always do, letting her mama be her mouthpiece and just act belligerent and stupid. But if I was Kimmy, I would be paying attention to, why does your mother even feel comfortable enough to talk about me to you? You know what I'm saying? So I would be looking at Tisha sideways, like, so you letting your mama talk about me to you? So that would make me think you talked about me too, which I don't put it past her ass. Wanda and Tisha is just, she is not my cup of tea at all. So Tisha breaks up the argument. Kimmy and everybody is in the living room talking, and she tells them about her, voter registration thing that she's trying to do. And Tisha asks who's going to be there. She says, Mel going to be there. And Marceau was like, well, maybe we could just do teams so that way everybody could be separate, which is a good idea. And Wanda say, here she go again. I'm like, girl, Sit the fuck back and eat some ribs and shut up. So Marcel then brings up Melody coming to confront him. He said, I'm over here working the other day and in comes just a switching. And Kimmy says, Martell making a joke and everybody hollered and laughed or whatever. I understand it was a joke, but considering the tension amongst the group, it was, and you know how I feel about Martell. I think that Martell is a bitch and he's way bitch made. I just think that it was not the right move to make because you know Mel was gonna get mad. Now she probably ain't mad about it right now because they ain't together no more. But I just felt like it was the wrong move to make. You know what I'm saying? If we supposed to be working on our friendship, starting anew, for you to say that my husband came in switching, like bitch, because if it was the other way around and she said that about Maurice, it could probably be something. You see what I'm saying? Would you have taken offense to Kimmy's comment? I just felt like, especially with Kimmy and Mel getting back on track with their friendship, and then who she said it around, you know, it just comes across fakish. You know what I'm saying? Especially when Martell told Melody that when he went over there to see Kimmy was bringing up old shit that was in their marriage. It just something about it didn't feel right. It was funny as fuck, but I just didn't like it. So Marcel say, they're saying I put their text information out there. Wanda say you shouldn't even been talking to her. You should have kicked her out like you did your wife. I agree. He should have kicked her out. He should have kicked her out because the fact that you sat up there and went back and forth with a woman says a lot about you. So Tisha tells them that Mel invited the kids to the party, and Maurice says that, you know, that him and Kimmy are going, and Wanda say, there y'all go, just being shady. Are you a true Scott or are you down with the host? Like, why should this grown ass woman have to fucking choose sides? Like, girl, this ain't World War III. So Wanda says the kids shouldn't be around people that they don't trust. And once again, that's the topic that I brought up. Would you allow your kids to go to the party? So Tisha brings out Kimmy's cake to stop the arguing, and then the episode goes off. It was the most awkward moment when she brought out that cake. The cake looked good though. I low-key wanted to slice. But everybody was like, who this cake for? Didn't nobody know who she was singing happy birthday to. It was just so weird. And Kimmy finally realized it was for her. She was like, oh, thank you. It was just weird, child. It was a mess. Overall, I give tonight's episode, however, an A. It was really good. Can't wait for next week's episode with the party, with everybody being there. It's going to be tension on tension on tension. Let's talk down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I will see you for P-Valley and the Shy and Real Housewives of Potomac review. Love you. Bye.